More about Vladimir Klitschko as time goes by, and we'll see if he can bring new flavor to the heavyweight division. Meanwhile, still to come tonight, Bones Adams out of Kentucky, 27 years old, already a veteran of a dozen professional years, reaches his high water mark as he gets ready to take on Paulie Ayala, who beat Johnny Tapia in the fight of the year in 1999, and then beat him again last year to establish his own pedestal at 118 pounds. They'll fight tonight at 122, and it's coming next, and it should be a good one. Meanwhile, mark your calendars for these upcoming shows. August 11, the 2000 Olympians return, featuring Jermaine Taylor fighting in his hometown of Little Rock, Arkansas. August 14, catch the next edition of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. September 8, Marco Antonio Barrera, the man who dethroned Prince Nassim Ahmed to the chagrin of Emmanuel Stewart, takes on Enrique Sanchez. And a week later on TBKO pay-per-view, the finale of the middleweight unification series between Felix Trinidad and Bernard Hopkins. HBO, the heart and soul of boxing. And during the NFL preseason, keep tuning in to Hard Knocks, training camp with the Baltimore Ravens. Our unlimited access takes you inside the lives, on and off the field, of the reigning Super Bowl champion. Hard Knocks, Wednesday nights at 11, right here on HBO. A beautiful night on the Strip in Las Vegas. Again, today the temperature was over 100 degrees. Again, the hotels are 100% occupied. And one of the reasons fans are in town, a terrific boxing card here tonight at the Mandalay Bay. You've already seen the successful showcase for heavyweight superstar Vladimir Klitschko. Now let's get ready for Clarence Bones Adams against Paulie Ayala. And Larry Merchant, this is a fight that boxing insiders are excited about, not just because these are two good guys and real professionals who deserve the money that they're about to get, but also because everybody expects it to be such a close fight. Can it live up to expectations?
As one of those experts, yes, it will live up to those expectations. Ayala is an aggressive fighter, and that has resulted in him winning close decisions. Adams is probably a little slicker and quicker. Ayala is at that stage of his career following those defeats of Tapia where he's starting to think, maybe I can build a legacy. While Adams has shown some gumption by telling one of those sanctioning mobs to take their title and stuff it so he could have this big money fight. Ayala is happily married, and as of yesterday, Adams is happily divorced. These are two good pros, two good fighters who want to fight.
And indeed, they like each other. They hugged at the pre-fight news conference the other day. They say, we don't need any of the nonsense of antagonism to get ready for this fight, but we're going to go in and fight as hard and as well as we possibly can. You've known them both for what, 15, 20 years, going back to their amateur days, right?
Oh, yes. And in fact, Ayala had so many amateur fights. He had almost 400 amateur fights. The problem is the concern whether he's burned out from too many amateur fights. I think the fight's going to be a very good fight. I think it has all of the elements, the crowd, the big support that each one have. The interesting fact is that Ayala intends to fight his normal fight, which is aggressive, throwing a lot of punches. But for whatever reason, Bones Adams has decided that he's going to be a puncher tonight. He says his hands is healed. He's not going to take a chance on getting a bad decision against Ayala. And he feels that with the extra weight that he brings into the ring in his mind means that he's going to change his style and be a puncher tonight. So it's going to be very interesting.
Natural counter-puncher turns to puncher. Usually that doesn't turn out all that well. But let's see what happens now as we look at the tail of the tape. Between Paulie Ayala and Bones Adams, you can see that Adams is 4 years younger, but has also been a professional for a longer period of time. He turned pro very early in life. Larry will tell you more about that in just a moment. Half-inch height advantage for Adams. 1-inch reach advantage for Ayala. They both weighed in at 122. Tonight, unofficially on our HBO scale, Adams has put on 11 pounds to 133, and Ayala 8 pounds to 130. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Clarence Bones Adams Paulie Ayala fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the universal rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed. Before that, it's a technical draw, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Jim.
Bad to the bones. Clarence Bones Adams, nicknamed Bones by his dad for the obvious reasons. He was skinny when he was a kid. How long has he been boxing? Since he was 4.
his concern in this fight is that his promoters, as well as the crowd, are on the side of Ayala, the Latino fighter, because they generate so much of the revenue in big money fights today. Thinks of himself as an endangered species, a little white guy.
And a terrific self-promoter who has spent the last couple of years going to every big fight he could find in this country, standing at ringside, talking to the experts, the writers, the broadcasters, and basically saying, look at me, pay attention to me. I'm fighting the way people want to see people fight. Let's take a look at a closer look, Larry.
Bones Adams turned pro at 15, went down to Tennessee where he says it's easy to get a license no matter how old you are. He lost all 3 of his fights between the ages of 18 and 19. He has been undefeated for 7 years and 17 fights. Between the ages of 4 and 19. His only professional loss was in a fight in Japan after a butt and a head cut on a technicality. His defeat of Johnny Tapia twice has sent him into a different classification as a fighter. Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year in 1999.
And now let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino of Las Vegas, Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated is proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant IBO Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. Brought to you in association with your undisputed king of beer, Budweiser, and sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Dr. Elias Ghanem. The 3 judges assigned to ringside scoring this bout on the 10-point system will be Dwayne Ford, Dave Moretti, and Jerry Roth. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, working for the 142nd time in a world title bout, Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance here at the Mandalay Bay of Las Vegas and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing gold, trimmed with white, and weighing in at 122 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding one, consisting of 32 victories, including 12 knockouts with only 1 loss and 2 world title belts. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the pride of Fort Worth, Texas, the two-time world champion, Paulie. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trimmed with blue and white, and also weighing in at 122 pounds. His professional record also outstanding, as he's undefeated for the past 7 years. He has 41 victories, including 19 knockouts, with 3 defeats and 3 bouts even. Now, training and fighting here in Las Vegas, he comes to us from Henderson, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, the former WBA Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Clarence Bones Adams.
All right, Paulie. All right, gentlemen. We went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all time. Paulie, these trunks here are a little high. Yep. Punches here are still good. Your trunks are okay. Obey my commands at all time. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.
Relax, Paulie. Relax. As friendly as they have been up until this moment, because they are each earning their biggest purses, $500,000. The Bucks stop here. The fighting starts for the winner. There are more big purses ahead.
And Larry, there's an adage in the gambling world, late money, smart money. I just got a note from the sports book that there was a rush of late money on Paulie Ayala this afternoon. Ayala, who was the underdog for much of the week, is, as the result of a rush of late betting, a fairly solid favorite over Bones Adams going into the ring tonight.
Now, I would attribute that to the fact that many of his fans from Texas have arrived in the last day or so.
Texas boys do believe in betting. they believe in you. They will put the money up.
So Paulie Ayala, as you see, sets up as a southpaw. Bones Adams in the conventional stance. And Bones Adams told Emmanuel Stewart that he would want to be the aggressor and punch in this fight, as opposed to sitting back and waiting to counter Paulie, which might normally be the style. They bump heads once. Joe Cortez will be looking for head bumps as the fight continues. Bones Adams said to us yesterday, Emmanuel, I regard myself as the bigger man with the bigger punch in this fight.
You know what? And he's fighting that way, too. He's not fighting his normal slow counter-punching, showboating style of fighting. He is actually establishing himself as the puncher tonight. I think the fight has the makings of being a very exciting, explosive fight.
Adams standing in on flat feet, trying to land big shots here in round one. Ayala stepping in, firing combinations, and then moving back out.
Ayala is not the puncher that Bones is, so therefore it's going to be interesting that he's going to come in and stand toe-to-toe.
Well, Paulie loves to fight. As he showed in the Tapia fights, he will engage.
Well, I think he's going to fight a lot more aggressive than maybe even possibly did in the fight with Tapia. First of all, Bones is not as flashy and as fast as Tapia was. Tapia was much faster, fought with a lot more intensity and speed. But Bones is fighting a lot slower.
Bones with a thudding right to the body.
Well, he's going to be a puncher tonight.
Crunching left hand under the chin by Ayala.
Oh, this has the makers of being a good fight.
They trade shots in the corner. Paulie Ayala going to the body with both the left and the right hand. And now he bangs Adams back with a left hand upstairs.
I think the speed is going to be a big factor. Ayala is a little bit faster, and everything else being equal. And then he's had a lot of experience in these type fights, too. Maybe the Texas money looks good.
No, leave it on. Can't drop that now. You got the water. Can't drop that now.
Clarence.
Okay, you want water. Look. You had the round clear. You let him out hustle the last 15 to 20 seconds.
You work the chest, okay? You already got his eye almost close, okay? So keep using that jab, but I want to see 2 and 3 jabs, okay? Not just one jab, okay? That's your main weapon. Your hook is hitting it. Shorten it out up a little bit. Don't try to go so wide, okay?
Late in the round, Ayala came on. Might have stolen the round on the basis of his rally in the last minute.
I'd like to point out also that Ayala has the same corner that's working with him that has been with him throughout his entire career, even as a little kid. Whereas
so amateur, professional, right on through, these are the same people who've always been there.
Same people with Don Curry. He's got some real good experienced people in this corner, and I'm quite sure he's very comfortable. In Bones' case, he's usually changing up a lot. And it's not the same people that he's had probably for the last few fights, possibly.
Well, you heard Paulie Ayala's trainer, Henry Mendez, telling him, you've already swollen the left eye of Bones Adams. Keep firing that right jab, and I want to see more of it. And indeed, they were working on Adams' left eye with ice in the corner between rounds.
Being that Bones is fighting a guy who doesn't get knocked out, so to say, and has a good solid chin, he needs to get busier, start looking forward to trying to win a decision. Because if he's just going to gamble on scoring a knockout, he's going to find himself in big trouble going down the stretch in this fight.
Great right hand body shot by Adams. You must make an aggressive fighter pay, or you can't slow him down enough to take care of him.
Adams sneaked in a right uppercut.
Might be better off taking a count, but he was really jarred by that left hand.
Adams was lucky to stay up.
But that's being a fighter.
But the way it's going is that's going to be a matter of time before that same punch lands again.
And he just landed it twice more. Once under the chin and once on the top of the head. And again.
His head is straight up. His head is straight up.
Paulie Ayala just ripping Bones Adams with left-hand shots.
And you can see the difference in the physical size, but the fact that Adams is keeping his head in one position.
Now Bones gets Paulie back with the right hand and momentarily stops his progress. Adams' head clearing, and he fires counter shots.
The problem is he's going to get hit with that same punch again, though. He's not being hit because the Ayala isn't punching.
Adams survives.
And what's he going to do to stop Paulie Ayala's left hand?
Step around. Hey, you got to keep boxing. Stand back in the shots off, step around it. Right hand, left hook, step around. Get the shot off and you put up and stand in the middle of it. Make him move his feet. Make him move his feet. You hear me, son? Make him move his feet. Run your combination, make him move his feet, man.
Remember, if you hit him with that straight left to the head, he's going to hurt now because he's hurting. So start thinking up, okay? If you throw one straight, bring the other hand up.
The left hand really hurts Adams. And perhaps that's because Adams is not accustomed to being an aggressor, trying to be a puncher. As Jim, you mentioned before the fight, when a fighter gets into a big fight and he changes his style, it ain't necessarily a good thing.
No, it's usually a storm cloud, and it has been so far for Adams here tonight. Now, Manny, what does Adams do to try to slow down the momentum of Paulie Ayala's left-hand attack?
He needs to start boxing and trying to move around a little bit more and moving his upper body, because even when he's punching, he's leaving his head straight up a lot. He's going to have to start moving his upper body a lot more, because the fight is still very close in terms of the talent. And he still has that advantage of being physically a little bit stronger. But from what I can see, going down the stretch, I think Paulie's going to be turning it on. It's going to be more his fight as his fight goes down the last few rounds, if it goes that long.
So far, Paulie's quickness and aggression have been enough to carry the day.
And you see the experience in these type fights, too. I mean, you don't get much tougher than Johnny Tapia.
Well, probably one thing Paulie Ayala has learned from big fights is don't change your style if you're going against a good opponent under the spotlight.
Yes, he's fighting the same style that he always fights for. Bones is intended to sit back and be a big puncher.
There's some big shots for Adams.
Good shots. Bones is winning this round.
Hand to the body by Adams. And again. And the uppercut scores. And this is a big round for Bones. Now Ayala scores with a big right hand of his own.
Let go.
Able to stick his right hand.
This is really interesting. After losing the last round, probably very big, he's come back and won the very next round.
Kind of fight you like to see.
This is what you call a good fight. This is a good fight.
CompuBox numbers were basically even coming into this round. Bones Adams has been able to do here in this stanza the kinds of things he wanted to do.
He's done a lot more body punching. Whether or not that will count over the long term remains to be seen. But it's certainly counting here.
It's counted here, and you can see physically he is much stronger, too.
Absolutely. He's imposing his strength on Ayala in a way in which he couldn't do when Ayala was the aggressor, knocking him back with left hands. Don't miss this summer's new series, Hard Knocks, training camp with the Baltimore Ravens. We take you inside the lives of the Super Bowl champions for 6 weeks of unprecedented access. We'll follow the superstars, the rookies trying to make the cut, veterans on the bubble, free agents giving it one last shot, Pro Bowlers in mink coats. Hard Knocks, weekly installments premiering each Wednesday at 11 right here on HBO. And surely as the weeks go by, we'll get a sense of what the reaction in the Ravens training camp was to the shocking death of Corey Stringer, the bombshell that exploded in the NFL this past week.
Okay? By you making him move, see, he wants to stay there and just counter. We're not going to let him do that because you're too good of a shape, okay? You've been working.
Telling you the right thing.
Come on, son. Come on. Superior hand speed, man. Let's do this boxing thing, man. Come on.
Watching this, Jim, I'm reminded of the safari I went on in Africa after the Lewis Rothman fight. One of the more astonishing things I saw was two cobras trying to devour each other. That's what we have here.
Harold, which cobra is devouring the other?
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1. 29-28. Paulie Ayala.
Oh, another big left hand. Go ahead, Harold.
Okay, Jim, I thought Paulie Ayala clearly won the first 2 rounds, but the third, Bones Adams won it with that body attack. I got to tell you, Bones is often on Paulie Ayala's lead right foot. Steps on it constantly.
Well, he better step on it some more, because when Ayala's lead right foot is free, he's banging Bones with the left hand, which he's been able to do early in this round. Bones coming back with some straight counter shots, just as he did in the last round. Power shots in round 3 by CompuBox numbers. Adams landed 22 out of 36.
for 60%. That's what happens when you go to the body. You land your shots.
He landed some very good body punches. I thought he won the round. He did very well, but I don't know if he's still going to be able to avoid getting caught with that short left hand.
Both of Adams.
As Ayala gets close to him, he's leaving his head straight up. But if he keeps punching to the body, Ayala's almost afraid to let his punches go because he may get hit with a clean body punch.
So there's danger for both Paulie Ayala and Bones Adams as the tactical matchup unravels.
Both of Adams' cheekbones are badly bruised.
That type of a change, anyone can go down when they're exchanging punches like that.
Larry, you were saying?
Well, Adams' both cheekbones are badly bruised, but he is landing some really good body shots. I don't know how much Ayala can take.
My guess is Ayala is going to outlast him if it continues to go this way, because he's been in more fights of this type.
Well, what are you holding, guys? Come on, get him out. Come on, get him out of there.
They are testing each other, heart and will.
You know, this is a beautiful contrast to the heavyweight fight we just saw. Big guys fight a different fight, play a different game almost than these guys.
Well, both of these guys are known for having good fights too. Ayala particular.
Well, these guys accept that there's going to be contact. You're going to hit and you're going to get hit. That's what they're both in there for.
Well, and neither one of them is a big bomber.
They trade some body shots there. Paulie Ayala with a particularly vicious shot to the ribcage of Bones Adams, and Bones comes back with a crunching uppercut.
Regardless of the outcome of this fight, both of these guys have won up in terms of credibility with the public.
Oh, this is a war.
Shots that never hit you, man. Run this shot because you're going to stay there. I want to step around him on them shots, man. Bam, get around there. Okay? Get the shot off. Get around.
I want you to be aware of this. The guy has got no gas already. He's desperate. He's beat up. So you know what he's doing that to you? He's trying to throw that lead upper. He's depending on that upper. So be alert and watch that upper because he's throwing that, okay? And another thing, remember, we're working on 2s and 3s, not just one shot, okay? So when you throw your jab, you're going to come left or either give me 2 jabs, okay?
Get past or step around. Right hand fence, okay? Boxing still, dog. I want you out there fighting with him, baby. Hands up.
Our shots in round 4, according to CompuBox numbers, Adams landed 17, Ayala 16. Little to choose between the two in the 4th round. Tough round to score. They threw an equal number of punches and landed an equal number.
Adams still punches with more authority, I think, than Ayala. It's just the idea of he gets caught with punches that he don't see because he gets preoccupied with punching. And that's really the big difference. So even the punches that maybe Ayala may land, which would be power punches, and they're really power punches, they're just the effective punches.
The closest we came to a knockdown was when Ayala corked Adams with a hard left in the 2nd round, and Adams was momentarily out on his feet, but he found his balance holding on to Ayala and managed to survive the round, and then came back to win the 3rd round with spirited body punching. And there's that uppercut that Bones Adams wants to throw, and which Henry Mendez told Paulie Ayala to look out for.
Bones is being very effective with that right uppercut, too.
Landed it right on the chin of Ayala, while Ayala is pounding away to the body. Bones' straight right hand has been effective from time to time. But Larry's right. Both eyes are showing the damage. As you look at Clarence Bones Adams from this angle, you can see it.
put on a good fight, but it seemed to be much more power and more explosive punching power in this fight than when they fought.
Well, of course, we're 4 pounds farther north at 122, which may not sound to the general public as though it means a lot, but in boxing, every little incremental step in weight means bigger punches.
Yeah, but they did fight it at 122 or a little higher, I believe, in their rematch. But let's remember, as good as Donnie Tapia was 5 years ago, he's much past his prime now. He's 33 years old. He's had a lot of good, tough fights, and he's on the downslope. Both of these guys look like they're right.
These guys
if not at their peak physically, at their peak, a combination of physically and with experience.
Ayala getting away with 3 low blows.
All right, look out. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Or so it appeared from here.
Yeah, they're on the belt line. And
the blood is coming from Ayala's mouth the first time he's been marked.
Probably with a lot of those uppercuts. And maybe straight right hands.
Thrown with vicious intentions.
Well, I'll say this much. Bones Adams is fighting exactly as he said he would fight. As a power puncher.
That's the way to go, man. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. See you now, baby.
6 rounds, guys.
Okay, Paul. Okay, babe. Here we go. You're doing everything beautiful, okay? You're counting. All he's throwing you at you now, real death.
Fast and sharp with the shots, okay? Fast and sharp and get around there. Don't stand there in front of him and hold that. Okay?
Make him miss. Make him miss. Make him miss. Don't weaving that.
It's a back and forth fight, an up and down fight. Up and down in the sense both fighters going to the body, going to the head, putting all of their experience, all of their talent to their big test. This is what it's about.
Round 5, another difficult round to score. CompuBox numbers, Adams 23 out of 79, Ayala 19 out of 76. Little to choose from there.
I gave that last round to Adams. I have Ayala ahead 3 rounds to 2.
But I would say this much, if the fight continues as it is and Bones Adams doesn't run out of gas, he stands a good chance of possibly pulling an upset in this fight because he's still punching with more authority.
And he just cracked Ayala with a clean right hand, and Ayala just kept coming.
Yes.
You got to keep the punches up, guys.
Now there was an occasion when Adams landed 4 or 5 punches, and just Ayala came back with 1.
Ayala is making him punch more. He's actually moving in, coming up, and making Bones do most of the work. And then he's coming right back at the tail end of the combinations.
Two good friends, known each other a long time, high degree of respect leading into the fight. At the end of the pre-fight news conference, they embraced each other in front of media, made a point of saying, we don't need any of the nonsense antagonism to boost this fight. We like each other. We'll still like each other after the fight. They are fighting like trained professionals right now.
Ayala is used to these type fights. Now, I'm not used to seeing Bones Adams in these type fights where his volume of punches has to be as high as it is. And as a result, he's fighting a guy with a good chin. You don't knock him out. I think this pace is going to take his effect on Bones more going down the stretch, even though he's a better puncher.
Well, you may be right, Emmanuel, but right now, unless something happens in the last half minute, we've got about an even fight.
Well, actually, to some degree, Bones may be winning the fight. I'm just looking down the stretch. But if he can hold up and maintain,
I think it's impossible to know who's winning the fight. You'd have to see the next 6 rounds. Further mysteries are going to unfold. You've already seen a counterpunch from a puncher, not all that ineffectively either.
Whack and crack.
Both fighters have had their moments through the first 6 rounds, and Emmanuel Stewart is standing and applauding for a professional effort by 2 terrific fighters.
Better work, better work. Run the shot. Run the shot. Step around him. We work on back paddle now. Back paddle. Don't pull out there, okay? You keep yourself low and back paddle with some of these ropes, man. Okay? Everything will go right over the back.
Okay? He don't have no legs anymore, sir. And he's throwing those punches. He's throwing them real slow. Can you counter him? You did a beautiful counter right over here. He threw a shot at you, and you hit him with 3 more back. And that's what I'm needing from you, okay? What?
I hit you, you hit me. The crowd roars. Let's do it again.
All right, seconds out.
Halfway through
Work the water.
the scheduled 12 rounds. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, 3 rounds apiece, 57-57. Jim, I got to tell you, the last 2 rounds, I thought Bones Adams just won. I'm usually the kind of judge that'll score every time for the effective aggressor. Certainly, Paulie Ayala is the effective aggressor, but Bones Adams is the harder puncher, and he's just too often nailed Ayala as Ayala comes in. One of the big questions in this fight is, in round 2, Paulie Ayala hurt Bones Adams seriously, and it certainly could have been a 10-8 round. I called it 10-9 because Bones punched back, but I wouldn't argue with a judge that gave Ayala 10-8 in round 2. So 57-57, all even.
I think Joe Cortez is doing a good job because even though it appears like maybe Adams is landing low blows because of the cuts being so high in the band, he has not caught any low blows. He's let him fight. He hasn't interfered with anything, and that comes from experience.
Well, and you got a southpaw against a conventional fighter. They haven't been tangled up all that much. There's only been 1 serious brush of the heads, and that didn't result in any damage. So far, a very clean fight in circumstances that don't always dictate that.
Very clean fight, very exciting fight.
All of a sudden, Adams is moving forward.
Big left hand inside by Ayala.
And Ayala's getting cracked. Some stiff punches as he walks in.
All the kilo punches up. Keep him up, you understand? Keep him up.
First warning for low blows. Had to be coming sooner or later. Both fighters have wandered south a little, but Ayala has done so far more than has Bones Adams. Straight right hand again, right through the middle of the guard.
You can really see the difference in the strength and the weight at this stage. Ayala is still a bantamweight.
And still, Ayala has to stalk the bigger man. That's his style.
He's not punching with the power, but he's busy enough to make it very interesting.
Shot to the body by Adams.
The tide seems to be swinging toward Adams.
Bigger man, bigger punch. Paulie Ayala trying to respond to his corner's request for more counters. Let Bones lead and counter him. Bones is leading hard.
Bones is
leading well.
A lot of power.
Boxing like you boxing, you can speed. Don't wait so long sometimes, okay?
Don't give me no time to him. See, you're giving too much time.
That's right. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go ahead and get this now, man. It's in our hands to get it. Hand speed. You slowed down tremendously, man. I'd rather you bring that hook to the head and to the body, okay? Okay, just get up under. Don't pull back. Everything gonna go over. You're tired now.
It this time, okay? Don't loop it, please. And another thing he's doing to you, remember on those tapes that we studied, how he's throwing that overhand right. So be aware of that, okay? When he squats down, you know that the overhand right is coming, okay? We already worked on that. So as soon as
Ayala was warned for a low blow. A point taken away for a foul could be decisive in this kind of fight.
Sure could.
Yes, it could be.
Well said. Punches in round 7 for the first time. Ayala's punch count begins to drop. He was down to 58 in that round. Bones threw 73. Bones landing twice as many. 20-11 for Ayala. And you see on Harold Letterman's card, Adams wins the round and goes ahead for the first time in the fight.
I believe that Bones Adams is punching with so much power and authority that Ayala hasn't experienced that in the past, and as a result, he's seemingly keeping his hands so close, really trying to protect himself, and as a result, he's nowhere near as busy as he's been in most of his fights in terms of his output. He's really trying to keep his hands close to keep from getting caught with those body shots that he's been getting.
And that, in turn, gives Adams more chances to pick his shots.
Oh, yes.
And you heard Ayala's corner tell him, look to counter. Well, that's not his game any more than we thought Adams' game was to lead.
Adams is doing exactly as he said he would do. He's become a power puncher tonight and taking advantage of his weight advantage that he has, and seemingly slowed down Paulie Ayala.
Ayala's crowd from Fort Worth, Texas, chanting Paulie, Paulie, Paulie. Sharp right hand over the top by Ayala. Adams fighting with closing eyes, but fighting resolutely and by far the more effective over the course of the last couple of rounds. Now in the 8th round, it is Adams who seems to begin to slow down a little bit, and Ayala picks up the pace.
But Adams is still punching with a lot of power still.
Left hand by Adams.
The average fighter would have went down from that left hook.
Bones Adams is blocking most of those shots inside. But his output has gone down in this round.
Trying to flurry to finish the round. Tough round to score.
Tough round to score.
It's going to be the key to our only reason you're missing is you're not moving your feet on the punch, man. You got to move forward with your feet. You're leaving it behind. You would hit it with that right hand. That left foot will get a lot more. Bring your feet up. Breathe it. Breathe it. Bring your feet up, man. Come on, this is your show, man.
The trainer whose voice we're listening to in Bones Adams' corner is a guy named Keith Jackson. I haven't seen him before. Doing a nice job with Bones tonight.
Yeah, he and Miguel Diaz both are working good.
Come on, this is your show now. Let's go.
Miguel Diaz is one of the better cornermen in the entire sport.
Very, very good man.
Keep working that jab like you're working it.
He's pushing Paulie down a lot. Yeah, okay.
I think this is a new experience for Ayala also. I don't think he's ever been in with this type of punching power.
Real good, man. Look, don't stop on one punch, okay?
Henry Mendes and Paul Reyes
we worked on all those combinations.
Have been talking to Paulie Ayala for close to 20 years. And they've got a lot of talking to do with him tonight. We go to the 9th of a scheduled 12. Good pitched battle between Bones Adams in the black trunks with blue trim and Paulie Ayala in the gold. Everybody expected an evenly matched fight, which would go rounds, maybe go the distance. That's what we've had.
You saw that Adams backhanded Ayala, He acknowledged it, and the referee warned him about it.
So you've had one warning to Ayala for low blows, one warning to Adams for backhanded.
What could be crucial is what Paul spoke of earlier, is what happened, I think, in that second round when Adams was hurt very seriously. Whether they called that a 10-8 round can be very crucial as this fight goes.
What do you think about that, Manny? Do you think a 10-8 round without a knockdown should have proceeded from that particular situation? Seems to me only hurt him with the one punch.
No, I don't think it. It was mainly a punch that he didn't see, he wasn't expecting it, and he held on.
No, I didn't think it was a 2-point round.
No, I don't think it should be a 2-point.
It wasn't as though he completely dominated the entire round, which is what you generally have to do if you don't get a knockdown.
I'll be very honest, at this point in time, Bones is probably maybe winning the fight.
Well, he's winning the fight on Harold Letterman's card.
Yes.
He's probably winning it on Larry Merchant's card, and he seems to be emerging in the eyes of the ringside crowd.
Yes, he is.
But both eyes are swelling, and Paulie Ayala continues to pot shot accurately from time to time.
Ayala doing more moving and more countering as the fight goes on.
No question, Bones Adams' superior punching power has backed Ayala off in this fight.
Yes, he is.
Paulie not nearly as aggressive as he was in the first 2 rounds.
I think that's respect for that strength that he's showing. And Bones is doing a pretty good job defensively, too. He's made great adjustments compared to what I expected after the first round when he had his head straight up. Now he's going into his little Pernell Whitaker bob and weave motion a lot.
With your heads.
Ayala tries to go to the body. Adams takes a shot upstairs.
Good check. Bones, you give the round away. You give the round away, you know why? Because you pulling out. Don't pull out. You go in, bam, 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 and then instead to pull out, go do this. Do this. Okay?
That's Miguel Diaz. Let's take a look, Larry Merchant, at some body work by Bones.
If we see Ayala backing off now, it may be because of all of these body punches during the fight. This has been a beautiful display by Adams, whatever the outcome, of boxing, punching, up and down, in and out, combinations, counters, and body work by Bones.
There's a group of people, they tell me, at Pebble Isle and a marina down in Tennessee that's cheering for Bones, so they're all out on the boat. So I'm quite sure all of those people on the Pebble Isle marina are enjoying this fight.
Are they all over 15? Harold, how do you have it scored through 9?
Okay, Jim. 87-84, 6 rounds to 3. Clarence, Bones Adams. I gotta tell you, I got him winning the last 5 rounds. Without question, this guy's landing a cleaner, harder shots. The key word when you're scoring a fight for an aggressor is effective aggressiveness. Paulie Ayala takes it to Bones Adams. Half the time he misses. A lot of times he only lands light shots. It's not effective aggressiveness. It's ineffective aggressiveness. Bones Adams counter-punching hard to the body, winning the fight with the cleaner shots.
I have the score of 5-4 for Adams.
When you look at the 118, 122-pound, 126-pound weight classes, there is a massive concentration of talent. From the bottom up, fighters like Tim Austin, Mark Too Sharp Johnson, Johnny Tapia still, Manny Pacquiao, the new sensation out of the Philippines, Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, Prince Nassim Hamed. A lot of big names, potentially a lot of big money for the winner of this fight.
The way this fight is going, Jim, both of them are going to be in demand.
Yeah, this has a little bit of the Morales-Barrera about it, doesn't it?
Yep.
Not quite as sustained.
You know, you can't say that nobody is that they're both winners. One is a bigger winner than the other, put it that way.
As a fight fan myself, I'm very impressed with the performance tonight. Not only are they throwing a lot of punches, but so many power punches. I mean, they're fighting as if they were heavyweights.
Well, if they were heavyweights, this fight would have been...
Hand by Ayala.
Look at this way.
Stops Bones in his tracks, but not enough power.
Then Bones come back.
Bones crunching him inside with the left hand. Ayala landed a haymaker in perfect range, on balance, but Bones Adams more or less walked through it.
What I like is when Bones is starting to go underneath now when he finishes up his punches instead of pulling straight back. And that's been a big difference in this right there. It's been a big difference in him getting caught with that left hand with his head up in the air.
Yeah, now in the 10th round, all of a sudden, Adams shoots out 4 straight jabs and lands 3 of them.
Ooh, left hook.
Right.
Just off the point of the chin.
Yeah, after he shot 4 jabs and then 2 more, bang, he comes back with the left hook. I mean, this is just wonderful textbook stuff by both fighters.
Oh, yes. And I have to give a referee credit because Joe Cortez has let it be a good fight, too.
Good run, man, that distance, Paulie, when it's throwing at you and you're moving back a little step, that's beautiful, son, okay? Keep it, yeah, box the heck out of it. You just beat, just don't stop throwing shots, okay? Remember, your hands have got to be up, okay? Because this guy is desperate. He's trying to throw a crazy wild shot on you, okay? We're not going to let that go through there, okay?
You're killing me. It's all right. You're going to be all right. You a champ, man, okay?
Come on, baby.
You fought on worse conditions than this. Deep breath. Come on.
2 last round. 2 round, baby.
Okay.
You got to throw everything.
Hands.
Throw and weave. Throw and weave. Don't be nice, person.
No. Keep your shoulder turned, man. Don't square off and put it out like that. Okay, you're getting cracked, man. Don't do it, okay? Yep. Defense got to be tight.
We're going into the championship rounds, and you may have heard Bones Adams tell his corner, my hands are killing me. He has had a broken hand before.
And tell us about that, Manny. I mean, obviously, he committed to punching tonight as his game plan. He's thrown every punch with the hardest of intentions. That's the price you pay for that kind of punching, right?
Yes, you know, when you land punches like he's been throwing, either on the forehead or the elbows, that really hurts the hand. And he's landed a lot of punches directly on the elbows when he was throwing his body shots. But I give him credit. He's still in there fighting.
Ayala's connect percentage dwindled in the last round. He landed only 8 punches in that round. Interesting that Ayala's very experienced corner seems to be trying to give him the impression he's winning the fight. And now their heads come together and Bones Adams has a broken, nope, he has a cut above the eye.
Yep.
Just above the left eye, big cut.
Nasty gash in his eye.
Ring doctor will take a look.
If this fight were to have to stop now, who knows?
Can you see now? I can see now. Let it go. Huh? Let it go. As long as he can see.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Accidental haircut.
So the fight continues as Adams says that he can see. Not taking a page from the Hector Camacho Jr. book at Coney Island a few weeks ago, where the answer would have been no, I can't see.
Well, I think a bigger problem is possibly the pain that he's experiencing with his hands, more so than the eye.
Well, maybe the blood will take his mind off the eye. It's somehow dramatically correct that we should have blood in this fight, because blood is drama. This is a wonderful fight between 2 really good fighters, giving us serious drama.
Harold Letterman. Harold, what would have happened if Bones had said, no, I can't see?
Jim, it would have got to the scorecards because we're beyond the 4th round and it's an accidental headbutt. If that cut gets made worse by clean legal punches and the fight gets stopped before the end of the 12th round, we go to the scorecards to determine the winner, since the cut was originally caused by a headbutt.
Look at Bones Adams busting the straight right hand and the left hook up the middle, despite the flow of blood from a huge gash above his left eye. Gutty performance by Bones now.
You know, there have been a number of occasions when I've gone home after a fight and found spots of blood on a shirt or a jacket, as all of us have. I'd be proud to have some of this blood on me tonight.
Badge of honor. Emmanuel Stewart, if you were Bones Adams' trainer, how would you feel about going to the scorecards after this round?
Well, it depends on the fighter himself, how he feels. In my case here, I may not hesitate to go to the scorecards after this, considering his hand hurt so bad, and he's got a bad cut. He's got a really serious handicap going into this last round of such a crucial fight.
There's the butt. That's what brought about the cut.
There had been a number of collisions during the fight, grazing collisions. That was not grazing.
Drink the water, drink the water. Don't throw it away.
Put it in there. Come on.
Okay, this is the last round, guys.
Last round. Deep breath. Deep
breath.
Come on.
Okay? The last round, okay? Look, the same way you just fought that round, baby, okay?
Smile. Don't give up nothing.
All right, second time.
This is your...
Miguel Diaz, outstanding cut man, trying to do his work on Bones Adams. Joe Cortez brings them together at the center of the ring. In round 11, despite the blood flow, Adams still outlanded Ayala by CompuBox numbers, 15 out of 57 to 10 of 64. So it's conceivable that he won the round anyway.
I have this fight 6-5 for Adams. It could easily be the other way.
As long as Ayala doesn't land anything above Adams' left eye, Bones will be okay, at least as far as his vision is concerned. But the instant Ayala lands a punch up there, everything will change.
Well, at this stage here, I'm really surprised how Ayala, the last two rounds have really become more of a laid-back, conservative fighter. And I think that's a result of this tremendous punching power that he's feeling and experiencing tonight.
Bones' game plan has worked.
Bones is fighting a good fight. He's fighting exactly as he said he would fight. And he said the extra weight that he is a true 122-pounder. And it's amazing what 4 difference of natural strength and weight can do.
Bigger man, bigger punch. That's been the difference in the fight, at least to our eyes. Now they trade shots at the center of the ring, and for the first time, Adams starts to bleed. For the first time in the 12th. So let the record state that halfway through the round, the blood started to flow. Big left hook upstairs by Adams. And another. Paulie countering with his own left hand.
Maybe the almost 400 amateur fights, the hard fights he's had with Tapia and all of them, is taking an effect also, too. You know, there's so many fights you have left in your body.
Oh, look at the bravery of Bones Adams. Going after it in the 12th round. Monster gash above the left eye of Adams, and still he keeps coming.
Folks, if you're still up watching this, it's okay to stand up and applaud even if you're alone.
Look at the fans on their feet.
Another tribute to a supposedly dying sport. 15 seconds to go in what has been a good one. And Ayala chooses for the most part to stay away in the 12th round, even while Adams is compromised
by the gash above his eye.
A great fight. I have Adams winning. Perhaps it would be poetic justice for a draw, but we seldom get poetry or justice in this game.
Yeah, providing they didn't call it.
Too seldom, that's for sure. I think Adams won the last 2 rounds anyway, despite the gas. Harold, how did you score it?
Well, I thought Adams at least won the last round clearly. 115, 113, 7 rounds to 5. Clarence Bones Adams. I thought he was slowed up a little bit of blood going into his eye, without question. I thought Paulie did enough to win those 10 and 11, but certainly Clarence Bones Adams pulled it out, sealed the victory with a big round around 12. Absolutely no question. Clarence Bones Adams, the harder puncher, deserves this one. 3 good, solid, divided judges are scoring this one. Dwayne Ford, Dave Moretti, Jerry Roth, got a world of experience. There's no reason whatsoever that we should have any controversies.
Although Adams himself said that he wouldn't trust the scoring here enough to expect a decision in a close fight, Adams said to us in the fighter meeting that he believed he had to win big or by knockout to assure himself a victory here because he was scared that a close decision would go Ayala's way.
He didn't win by knockout, possibly, but I think he won big enough.
And you heard Harold Letterman say that these are top-notch Vegas judges with big-time credentials. Manny, you think Adams deserves victory in the fight?
I think he deserves it, and I think he'll get it. I think following the heels of those controversial decisions that he's had recently and other things that's been going on, I think there's a very good chance that they will give him the fight that I think that he won.
Well, Michael Buffer's ready, so let's end the suspense and hear who won the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the Budweiser scorecards here at the Mandalay Bay Resort Casino of Las Vegas. Dwayne Ford scores the bout 114 to 113 for Bones Adams. Dave Moretti scores the bout 114 to 113 for Paulie Ayala. And Jerry Roth scores the bout 115 to 112 for the winner by split decision, now the IBO champion, Paulie Ayala.
CompuBox numbers will favor Adams. Landing 73 more punches, throwing 55 more punches, landing at a higher connect percentage. Power punches, if they show it to us, will favor Adams. Landing 193, 54 more than Ayala, and throwing 66 fewer, so that his connect percentage was over 40% as opposed to 27% for Ayala. That's often the case when one man is punching to the body and therefore more accurately. It's also often the case that body punchers don't get full credit for what they do. Bones Adams was right when he said that if it was a close decision, it would go Ayala's way. That's what happened. Let's go to Larry Merchant for the further details.
Thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations to both fighters. Paulie, were you in any way surprised by the decision?
I mean, I didn't know it was that close of a fight, but I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, you know, Bones is a good fighter, and he put up a great fight. But I mean, I felt I had done enough to win. I mean, I didn't just know it was by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Did he punch harder than you thought he could, and was he more aggressive than you thought he would be?
No, you know, that was my plan, was to get him out of the counter punching, and like I told you, to get him out of his game and what he likes to do best, and you know, so I made him pressure me, and but no, he punched hard as I thought he would. Yeah, he's a very hard puncher.
All right, in the second round, you dazed him with a punch. Did you know how badly he was hurt? were you going to try to finish him then? Perhaps we can run it up on our monitor. There it is.
Yeah, I felt he was hurt, and, you know, I was trying to catch him with some more clean shots, but like I said, you know, Bones, he's dangerous at all times. He hits hard, and, you know, I didn't want to get caught. And, you know, he was doing a lot to evade all the punches, too, direct punches.
How do you feel after a fight like this in which you've put everything you have out there? So is the other guy. The fans are excited. Can you express what this means to you as a veteran prize fighter who's been through wars before?
All I got to say is, you know, God is good. And, I mean, it's everything I've dreamed of and more. You know, I never dreamed that I would accomplish this much in boxing as far as just being a world champion, fighter of the year, then winning another belt in another division against a great champion. You know, I mean, it's more than, you know, my dreams have ever been.
Thank you very much, Paulie. Again, congratulations. Bones, what about your feelings about the decision? Did you think you had won?
You know, at the worst, I thought it would be a draw. At the very worst, you know, I think I landed the clearest shots. I was aggressive most of the fight. You know, things happen like that, I guess, you know.
You landed a lot of body punches.
Yes, that's what I was made. You know, most effective blows is the professional. Not the most pity pats. I was landing good, effective blows to the body. I thought I won the fight.
Do you feel, from all your experience as a fighter for so many years, that you don't get as much credit as you should for body punching?
Oh, definitely not, because I definitely slowed him down to where he wasn't doing the pace that he usually does with those body shots at the beginning. It's professional boxing, not amateur boxing. They say they don't count in amateur boxing, but this is professional. It's supposed to count for body blows. And I was landing good, clean shots.
All right, let's turn again, if we can, to the second round. He caught you with a left hand on the ropes. How badly were you hurt?
I was okay. I mean, I was hurt, but yet, you know, nothing like where I would fall down or stag. You know what I mean? Like, I was hurt, but not that bad. You know what I'm saying? I felt the blow, but nothing serious.
Okay, here you is. Describe what you knew you were hurt.
Yeah, I knew I was hurt. I was sitting right here. You know, I felt the blow and everything, so I was just trying to keep him off of me. That's all.
About the 10th round, in the corner of the 10th round, you complained to your corner or told your corner, "My hands are killing me." Yeah. How bad?
Both of them, man. From the beginning, both of them been swollen. They're even going to be twice as big in a few minutes. Both of them are swollen. Both of them just kill me from the beginning. These gloves just kill my hands.
Is it from throwing more punches than customarily you do?
No, well, hell, I was landing solid. I mean, when I landed solid when I threw them. You know, I don't understand. That's just, you know, professional. All right. The most effective blows is the one that wins. I don't know I landed the most effective.
Let's turn to the 11th round. Okay. The butt, yes. The cut over your eye. Did you consider at that time? Now, a couple of times you guys bumped heads, and it didn't.
Hurt. It stings right now. I mean, it's hurting me right now, and I was shocked that, you know, they didn't stop it, because I mean, it was going in my. I mean, it was dripping down to where you know, he didn't wipe it, but as soon as he wiped it, he said, "Was it going in your eye?" I go, "No." So then he wiped it, then it started going in my eye. You know, but it's too late. Then I can't sit there and say, "Stop the action." It's going in my eye now.
So you felt at that moment that the fight should be stopped because?
Well, you know, I didn't think it should be stopped. You know, I want to go the distance. Hey, I don't want to stop to cut me. I thought I was winning the fight. I thought I won the fight.
So,
and, you know,
did it affect you in any way for the remainder of that round and the 12th round?
Remainder of that round, yes, it did. The 12th round, no. You know, I know I clearly won the 12th round. But the 11th round, it did bother me until Miguel got to work on it. Then after Miguel worked on it, everything was fine.
Do you feel in this kind of high-profile fight, great fight that everybody enjoyed, that in some sense you come out not as a real loser?
You know what? I don't know. I'm glad to go and talk to Bob and see what they got planned for me. You know, I feel like that, hey, I'm still the champion. I feel like I should deserve some bigger fights just like this again, and hopefully they can get them for me.
Thank you very much for a great fight, Bones.
Thank you.
Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Larry Merchant. Let's go to the judges' scorecards, and here are the critical factors in delivering the win to Ayala. First of all, in the second round, when Ayala rocked Bones Adams with that one left hand, and Adams was able to stay on his feet, nevertheless, all three judges scored that a 10-8 round for Ayala. A single hard punch was enough to earn Ayala a 10-8 round on all three scorecards in the second round. Second of all, during the 4th through 8th rounds when Harold Letterman was giving 5 consecutive rounds to Bones Adams. Judge Jerry Roth gave 3 of those rounds to Paulie Ayala. What would have happened if they had stopped the fight in the 11th after the gash appeared over Adams' eyes? Same outcome. Ayala would have been the winner. Incidentally, all 3 judges gave the 11th round to Paulie Ayala, despite the fact that CompuBox numbers had Adams landing twice as many punches in the round. Do body punchers always run a risk that they're going to get shortchanged in close fights by the judges?
That's correct, but in this case here, I thought Adams landed a lot of punches up to the head also. It wasn't just strictly body punches, and they were clean bodies. That's what separates the amateurs from the pros. But regardless, it was a very, very good fight. And as we said earlier, that crucial second round, how that was scored as a 10-8 or whether it was going to be scored as a 10-9 was a big, big factor in the fight.
Indeed. Leave aside the 10-8 round, make that 10-9 on all 3 scorecards, and you got yourself a draw instead of a win by Ayala, which I think would have been a more just result. Larry Merchant, you asked the question of Bones Adams whether he felt like he came out of this almost as much a winner or as much a winner as Ayala. What do you say? Did both fighters profit from the fight?
Sure they did. Remember our first Boxing After Dark fight?
Kennedy McKinney and Marco Antonio Barrera,
at this
February 3, 1996.
At this weight, it didn't hurt either one of them. You know, Jim, we have a show on HBO called Curb Your Enthusiasm. Of Larry David, the writer and comedian, is in the show. And I often curb my enthusiasm, not wanting to call fighters great until they prove it, not wanting to call many fights great. Tonight, I find it difficult to curb my enthusiasm, both for the fight we just saw and for Vladimir Klitschko, who looks like a certain heavyweight champion of the future. Jim.
All right. Thanks a lot, Larry. We'll have a final word on what happened in the boxing ring here in just a moment. Right now, let's look ahead to some upcoming programs here on HBO.
Somewhere between the first date and a happy ending, there's real life.
He left me, he's gone. Man, get back to years without really talking to you. When they finally do is to tell you that they're leaving.
I don't want to go through my whole life hoping I'm going to get lucky with my own wife.
You have Gabe.
I've heard you complain. That's what married friends do.
You have got to talk to me.
Remind me never to get on your bad side.
Can your marriage survive your best friend's divorce? Dinner with Friends. Premiere Saturday, August 11th.
Wednesday, training camp continues in the School of Hard Knocks.
You got to be quick, you got to be strong, you got to be agile.
To play for the world champs.
There's nobody in the league that has that same experience.
Takes the heart of a champion.
What can I do Monday that's going to make me better on the Tuesday?
Set, blue 80, go.
Take charge.
Every game's going to be a playoff game.
Or take off.
I have absolutely no sympathy for rookies.
For every player who dreams of a Super Bowl ring, this is Ground Zero.
You punch in and you don't punch out until it's all over.
Hard Knocks. Training camp with the Baltimore Ravens. Every Wednesday night at 11 on HBO. Lightning strikes 3 times deep in the heart and soul of Boxing After Dark. Jermaine Taylor, Ricardo Williams Jr., and Michael Bennett. 3 Olympians, 3 powerhouses, 3 show-stopping fighters make their electrifying return to HBO in a power surge that can only mean one thing. Lights out. Watch the sparks fly. Live Saturday, August 11th on HBO. Boxing After Dark, they only come out at night.
More boxing comes your way September 8 when Marco Antonio Barrera takes on Enrique Sanchez in his first return to the ring since his thorough dismantlement of Nassim Hamed. And a week later on TVKO pay-per-view, the showdown for middleweight supremacy between Felix Trinidad and Bernard Hopkins from Madison Square Garden in New York. HBO, the heart and soul of boxing. On August 14, catch the next edition of Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. Among the stories, a look at Japanese baseball and how it's been affected by players like Ichiro defecting to North America. Also, how did the issue of race factor into Kellen Winslow Jr.'s choice of university? That's August 14 right here on HBO. Real Sports, nothing is out of bounds. Earlier this evening on Boxing After Dark, you saw Vladimir Klitschko of Ukraine taking another possible step toward an ultimate heavyweight championship as he took on athletic American opponent Charles Shuford, knocked him down 3 times, twice with right hands, the 3rd time with a crunching left hook, scored a technical knockout in the 6th round. 34th knockout of his 37 wins. And then Bones Adams and Paulie Ayala fought a bone-crunching, fist-to-fist fight against each other a fight in which the scoring ultimately turned on the fulcrum of this second-round exchange, which prompted judges to give a 10-8 round to Ayala. He got the split decision victory. Stay tuned now for Sex and the City, coming next on HBO. And now for the entire HBO boxing crew, I'm Jim Lampley saying good night from the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada. The executive producer of HBO Sports is Rick Bernstein. Our presentation of World Championship Boxing was produced by Dave Harmon. Tonight's edition of Boxing After Dark, brilliantly produced by Thomas Odelfeld and directed by Mark Payton. The associate directors, Thomas Huffine, Israel De Herrera, and Brian Lockhart. Assistants to producer Greg Stern and George Jakovic. Production managers Michael Davis and John McKelly. Technical supervisors Roy Otaki and Bob Hunter. And the technical director was Doug Getz.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports, the network of champions.
Next on HBO, what do women want? Spend a hot summer with these single